We've got 15 of the most upvoted r/AmITheDevil Reddit stories for you guys today for the month of April. If you're not familiar with this series on my channel, I basically take the best posts chosen by Reddit and put them all into one video. And by the nature of that, there are going to be repeat stories if you're a consistent viewer of my channel. But there are 6 brand new stories, such as wife is no longer in love with me, has asked for a separation, and has mentally moved on and has already started dating other people less than a month later. From one of our favorite subreddits, r/guycry. We also got an r/confession post. My entire degree is an AI lie, and I'm 1 lab practical away from a total meltdown. And the last story I'll tease is just, I am a registered offender. As always with these videos, everything will be timestamped below so you can skip around to the news stories if that's the only thing you came for. Once again, guys, I apologize. This is coming out so late. This move has hands, okay? I promise, I pinky swear, June 1st comes around, we're gonna get back to normal streams, normal videos. Please just bear with me for like a week longer, okay? Appreciate y'all. Thank you guys for always supporting me and my baby boy Beans. Let's lock in here and read some Reddit. r/relationship advice. My girlfriend got angry at me for having food coma. We have a 27 female girlfriend, 33 male OP. My 27 female girlfriend and I, 33 male, were planning on going to a national park together. Before she arrived, I had a large lunch with a friend and felt super sluggish with a food coma. I told her I might need her to drive at first or that I needed to nap for a few minutes. She got noticeably upset, saying things like, "You invited me," and "I told you this would happen." I then got frustrated and started asking why she couldn't be more flexible. She was extremely upset at one point, saying she drove all the way, and so I suggested we not go on the trip. She then took her belongings and drove back home. I tried calling her 3 times, but she didn't pick up once. She just wrote me text saying she can't talk right now and how upset and hurt she is. In her mind, it's like I rejected her or something. She then proposed meeting to talk in person instead, but it will be 5 days since the event. This isn't the first time something small has triggered a strong reaction followed by emotional withdrawal. Is this normal relationship conflict or a bigger red flag? Y'all, am I crazy or is this not Am I the Devil worthy? To be honest, y'all, I'm a little on OP's side. The only red flag from OP that went up in my head is this isn't the first time something small has triggered a strong reaction followed by emotional withdrawal. I think from that, maybe this is the straw that broke the camel's back. Maybe OP has done more things that made her upset throughout this relationship, but honestly, this is just what I'm picking up. It sounds like she drove to OP's house after OP was done eating a large lunch with a friend, and all OP said was, "Hey, I might need you to drive at first because I need to nap for a bit because I'm tired." And then she got upset about that. Am I missing something here? Because I just don't understand it. Why can't you just drive? Maybe she already drove an hour? Maybe, but even then it's don't get me wrong, I guess it's more gentlemanly for the guy to drive, but you guys are, how long have they been dating? Okay, it doesn't say how long they've been dating, but I feel like in an established relationship, it should be kind of hey, sometimes you're gonna have to drive and sometimes I'm gonna have to drive. Here's the thing, y'all. It's not like he was saying that he couldn't go on the date anymore. If he had maybe bailed on the date, I would understand her having an upset reaction, but all he wanted was for her to drive so he could nap a little bit. I don't know. The only thing that would make sense for OP being the devil here is if he has a pattern of past times where he I don't know, did things to piss off the girlfriend, but I don't think this one is merited for getting mad at. If it was a bunch of incidents like this, I would be honestly, girl, get over yourself. Maybe I'm being a complete asshole, but you can drive too. Sometimes your partner is gonna be tired. If anything, it's better that you drive because it's not good for your tired partner to drive you guys. Chat is kind of saying the same thing. We're all a little confused. It doesn't really seem like an Am I the Devil post. Arguably, the girlfriend might be in the wrong here too. Let's look at the comments. Are people just absolutely castrating this man right now? What a misleading title. He knows very well that she isn't angry because of the food coma. What a dick. What OOP is calling a small issue is part of a consistent pattern of neglect and lack of consideration for their partner, and the last minor blowout is actually the final straw for the poor woman. Oh, this is interesting. Someone said, anyone else suspect day drinking? I'd be very pissed off as well if my partner and I made plans to visit a national park and he deliberately ate so much food right right before that he was literally in a food coma. I don't know, y'all. Maybe I'm a fucking dickhead, but like, what do you mean you'd be mad at someone for eating food? Like, for going out to a place and enjoying food? I don't know. Clearly, I'm in the minority here. I just don't see it. I really don't. Don't get me wrong. I think they are making some pretty valid arguments for like, maybe this truly is the straw that broke the camel's back. But also, I don't think it's that crazy of a piece of straw. What are they saying on the original post? I gotta see this. Someone did identify that one sentence that I mentioned, and then they said, what I'm reading is there's a history of you doing things like this and not thinking about her. You're the a-hole. You're the a-hole. You made plans with your girlfriend, then proceeded to eat to the point you felt too lazy to go on a date. She drove all the way to spend time with you, and you told her to drive more while you sleep. Am I missing something? Did she drive an astronomical amount? She was extremely upset at one point, saying she drove all the way, and so I suggested we not go on the trip. Okay, so maybe drove all the way. I don't know. I'm always down to be like, dudes be sucking at being in relationships, but like, at least with the information we're given, and I feel like maybe the answer here is we need more info. I will say, I just think like, it seems weird to have that blow up, and who knows, maybe that's even more of an indicator, but it seems weird that she blew up about him just being like, hey, can you drive? Like, I'm pretty sure I've had partners who like, we go places and they're like, oh, can you drive? I'm kind of tired. It feels like everyone is jumping to such crazy conclusions. Exactly. Do not get me wrong, bro. I totally see their avenues. I see that being potentially there. I'm also kind of looking at this objectively from every perspective. Like, I don't think that's a great reason to get that upset about something, unless there's more backstory that we're missing. I will look at his profile really quick, you guys. Let's see what this dude's saying. A lot of credit card stuff. This is a little bit about the partner being from Ukraine, but I don't think it gives any insight on their relationship at all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get anything from this chat. Lots of like financial advice. This one posted an r/Ukrainian dating a Ukrainian girl. She doesn't thank me for paying for meals, only says thanks for the evening. Is this cultural? I don't know. This dude's posting history is all over the place. I do not want to sift through this. This is crazy. I think the big issue was I told you this was going to happen. I told you that you were going to eat lunch and be too tired to drive. Okay, sure. Yes, maybe you predicted this. I'm just thinking about if I was in this situation. If someone got mad at me because like I went and had lunch with a friend, kind of got in a food coma, and I asked them to drive, I would think they're ridiculous. Friend, girlfriend, fiance, wife, sibling, mother, whatever. I would be like, yo, you can't just drive because it's probably safer for you to drive. Like, don't get me wrong. You can still be like, I told you this was going to happen and be like in the wrong. I don't think that I told you this was going to happen makes this situation any less not really making sense to me. This one is kind of a swing and a hard whiff. It really does just feel like we have to kind of read into it a lot. And you could either read into it the way that everybody on the post read into it, or you could read into it the way that I am, which is like, to me, if this is an isolated incident, it's kind of weird. And I'm not saying that like, oh, this is the only case. What I'm saying is like, I'm not going to fucking crucify him because honestly, I'm not sold on her being mad in this specific incident for a good reason. That's the only reason. I'm not saying that it isn't possible that he's refusing to elaborate specifically to make himself look better, or that he isn't a complete and utter asshole. But just from what I'm given, I'm not gonna die on that hill. Here's the thing, Danny, is like, yes, he did something that he wouldn't have energy, but like also, I will say this, before you go and hike a national park, you should eat food. The only thing he didn't have energy to do was the drive. Like, he was still willing to go, he just needed to nap on the way there. I understand what you're saying, but to me, the argument would be more if he would have written this post and been like, hey, I made you drive to me and then decided I was too tired to go to the national park, then I'm with y'all. But he didn't say that. He said, I just need you to drive to the national park so I can rest before we go hiking. He didn't cancel the national park until she started freaking out at him. I want to clarify that because I think that's really important, y'all. Having a correct understanding of the situation is important. I don't think Reddit crucifying him is like merited. I think it's a little ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. He could be in the wrong. He could also not be. That's just the way that I look at it. r/Catholicism. Please pray for me. -abortion. Dear friends, I'm reaching out in pain and need your prayers. My girlfriend had an abortion today and I'm struggling deeply with this decision. We discussed it at length this week. I shared that I believe abortion is grave sin against my morals and something I'd carry with regret forever. I told her I feared God's judgment, but also offered to propose and start a family, accepting the consequences of our premarital relationship. She's in her 3rd year of medical school and felt she couldn't continue the pregnancy while pursuing her lifelong dream of becoming a doctor. While she believes in God, she doesn't share my Catholic upbringing. I know she's a good person with a kind heart, which makes this even harder. I am complicit in this sin, as I drove her to the clinic and paid for the procedure. She has no friends or family to support her, so I was her only option. I knew she was determined to go through with it, and I felt it needed to be done as soon as possible, 5 weeks, to avoid further development. I plan to go to confession soon and seek a closer relationship with God and Jesus, especially as I wrestle with this and other sins in my life. This weighs heaviest on my heart. Please pray for us during this difficult time, and if you have any thoughts or guidance, I'd be grateful to hear them. Thank you. Here's the thing, y'all, like, as ridiculous as this is, y'all know me and religion don't mesh. I honestly kind of feel bad for him because he's clearly been brainwashed to think like this his entire life. And it's just like, yes, I see your guys' comments in chat. It's annoying and it's just like fucking ridiculous. But like, I mean, this dude was probably raised like this. It makes me sad that humans like think like this, y'all. His religion clearly doesn't go along with how he wants to live his life, but he feels the Catholic guilt, which any Catholic knows this. It is so real. He feels the Catholic guilt because of how brainwashy religions can be. This line here just fucking dug a hole for me. Accepting the consequences of our premarital relationship. Like, I just think it's so, I don't want to be mean, but like brain dead for you to be like, oh, well, this sin is okay, but this other sin is not. If you're going to talk almighty and righteous of like, this is what needs to be done, this is a sin, like at least live your life consistent with it. Don't have sex before you're married if you're really that pressed about this girl getting an abortion so that it doesn't derail her life. But like, a part of me as somebody who's an ex-Catholic understands the turmoil of not breaking free yet and not being able to like get past the dissonance. To be honest, guys, me being an ex-Catholic still fucks with my head. This makes me sad because like this could have very easily been me. With the types of teaching in the Catholic Church, very easy. The Catholic Church doesn't encourage protection. They don't encourage condoms because that's bad. That's unnatural. But then it results in situations like this where like people are gonna have sex. That's what adults do. And then what happens if you don't wear protection? She gets pregnant. It's so backwards. It's so fucked up. It's so evil to raise people like this with these just outdated and brainwashy ideals. Yeah, oh man, the Catholic Guild is still like 18 years strong. Me and my ex-Catholics, bro, I got you. We know how that shit goes. That shit hurts. It really does. Like, there are still situations to this day where sometimes like I'll start to feel a little bad and then be like, oh shit, that is totally like being raised in Catholicism messing with my brain. And let me clarify, I don't agree with any of this shit. If this is your views on abortion, like you need fucking help, ASAP Rocky. I just feel like empathy here because he was probably brainwashed into this. If he's posting into r/Catholicism, but also clearly does not want to live the life of a Catholic. Like, that was literally me. I did not want to live the life of a Catholic, but felt like I was trapped. And it wasn't until I got out of my bubble and got exposed to the outside world, got outside perspectives, and was put in a position where I could make my own decisions, did I move past that. I don't know. Maybe OP has been, but like, it's hard because like I said, this could have fucking been me, bro. Honestly, y'all, that scares the shit out of me a little bit. I'm very happy with the person that I've become. I feel like I'm a good human being. I feel like a lot of people who think like this are not good human beings. Am I the a-hole for starting an argument with my girlfriend over her Instagram feed? My girlfriend, 19 female, is angry at me, 20 male, for being controlling over what she posts on social media. We've been dating for 7 months now, and we've encountered some issues within our relationship. However, this is the one I do not know how to move past. The argument started a few days ago when I noticed my girlfriend posting an Instagram story that her mom had taken of her and her cousin sat at a beach bar drinking cocktails. The issue is that the photo is a full body shot of my girlfriend wearing a bikini. Although this may make me seem bad, and I believe my girlfriend is attractive, I feel the need to be honest by stating that she's definitely not a 10 in the face, probably a 7 realistically. Her main asset is her body. 1, what an absolutely awful thing to say about your girlfriend. 2, completely irrelevant. I don't know why you had to dog on your girlfriend like that. You could have just literally said, my girlfriend's body is really hot. You didn't have to put her down at the same time. That's fucking crazy. Therefore, I believe that her posting this was a grasp for male attention. I believe this is also due to the fact that she is aware that her main demographic of follows are men. She has around 8,000 followers on Instagram, which mostly amassed from a couple viral TikToks that she had posted of her lip-syncing videos. After I saw her Instagram story, I politely messaged her and asked her to remove it, to which she acted confused. She argued that photo was completely innocent and just a nice photo of her and her cousin at the beach. I simply stated back that I believed it was disrespectful to be posting these photos while in a relationship, as frankly, it's a cry for male attention. God forbid a woman post a picture of her body just because she's proud of it. Oh, it has to be for male attention. Like, what a bitch. This dude is just an insecure little man. If your girl's posting hot pictures of her, you gonna be in the comments being like, yeah, that's my fucking girlfriend. Like, I've never understood that. It's like, okay, so what? Other guys are gonna see her body. Other guys saw her body at the beach. Other guys are gonna see her body and then see your comments like, oh my God, my girlfriend's so hot. Like, I don't understand it. She got upset and said that she posted it simply for herself because she liked the photo. I just don't understand how this can be true, because if she liked the photo, she could have just kept it in her camera roll instead of sharing it on the internet. Anyway, to make a summary of a long argument, her other points were that since we met through social media, I should apparently have less of a say in what she posts. Also, that she had previously posted me on her feed, so therefore her followers were aware that she had a boyfriend, which in my opinion is a stupid argument. My points of the argument were that my standards in a woman was that they did not need to show themselves off to the world in order to gain validation from other men, and that it also reflects badly on me as her boyfriend, as I'm concerned that my friends will end up seeing the image and viewing her as a low value woman. Ah, there it is. There it is. He's a little fucking tater tot. He's a little brainwashed bitch boy. Have you guys ever noticed that they equate low value women with women that refuse to be manipulated and controlled by other men? Like, literally what makes them a high value woman is if they do whatever they ask, whatever they want, like a fucking slave. I can't imagine ending up like such a fucking loser, you know? Anyways, I just need to gain perspective on the situation from another point of view, because other than this issue, she's a very good girlfriend and I do want this relationship to work. Thanks. Oh no, you're dating a hot girlfriend who wants to post hot pictures of herself on the internet. My advice, your girlfriend should break up with you. That's just so gross. The level to which guys want to be like controlling over the girls that they're dating just makes me so fucking angry. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, this isn't the fucking 1800s, bro. Women can do what they want. Women can hype themselves up. Women can post pictures of their body without it being anything more than they just enjoyed their body and want to share it with the world. Like, it's that fucking easy, my guy. And you should be proud and supportive of it. Oh, this just seems so simple to me because I'm not a little fucking beta bitch, you know? Like, truly, these like alpha male guys are the real fucking betas. Like, oh, you're letting an Instagram picture ruin your day like that? Shut the actual fuck up. Imagine being that much of a baby back bitch. Why date an Insta girl if you don't want to date an Insta girl? Hey, if it ain't the consequences of your own fucking actions, bro. It's so dumb. They want to date a hot Instagram girl, but then they want to control them because they look at them as property. They don't look at them as human beings who can do their own thing without seeking the validation of the other gender's attention. Like, hey, bro, she's just being hot. You wanted to date a hot baddie girlfriend? She's gonna be a hot baddie girlfriend on her Instagram. It's that easy. I don't understand how people are so dumb. The same men will post shirtless pics to showcase their gym gains. When they do it, it's just because they're proud of themselves. But when women do it, it's low value attention seeking. And this is dudes to other dudes. We need to normalize like calling those alpha male dudes who show off their shit. We need to call them sluts. We need to call them low value men. You're literally taking off your shirt for the internet. You're so low value. Like, I want to start doing it, y'all. We need to start doing it. That's something I would do in college too. Whenever I like caught a dude like trying to talk shit about a girl like sleeping with a lot of people, I'd be like, dude, you sleep with a lot of people. You're a fucking slut. You're a whore. Like, call men on their shit. Normalize slut shaming men and legalize castration. Yo, that would actually kind of go fucking hard on a t-shirt, chat. We do have an update a day later. Thank you for the many replies, even if they were extremely harsh. I think reading them helped me gain perspective, so thank you. I just wanted to provide a little more background info. However, here come the excuses. Other than this, we have a very good relationship. She would make time for me and I was very supportive of her studies. The only other things we have argued about is when I mentioned as a joke that my type is tall blondes. She's a smaller brunette, which was quickly sorted. Why would you fucking say that? And that she was annoyed at the number of people I had slept with previous to her, which I'll admit is fairly high, but I don't think it was fair on her to dwell on my past. Bro's a slut. Other than this, we have had the perfect relationship, and I would not say I'm that controlling as some have said. On to the main bit. I expect most of you will be glad to know that I broke up with my girlfriend today. Clearly, our views do not align with each other, and according to everyone who commented, she deserved better. She cried a lot and begged me to not leave her. She offered to delete her TikTok and Instagram. However, I had already made my choice. Honestly, girl, yeah, fuck this, man. Don't delete your Instagram and TikTok for this loser. What? Girl, you can do so much better than this fucking asshole. I feel sad at the moment, but I know it is what is best for the both of us, as now she can find someone who does not mind her posting herself in that way, and I can find someone who wouldn't do that. We both have different standards for relationships, and I really do not think I am the villain for wanting a little bit of respect. I am not shaming her for posting herself. I'm simply saying that I don't want that from a partner. Thanks for reading and thanks for the advice. My guy is a walking hypocrite. I am not shaming her, but then bro goes on to say that her face is a 7 and isn't her best asset. Oh God, what a fucking loser. I pray to you, y'all, if y'all are dating somebody like this, please fucking drop them. You can do so much better. I don't care if this dude's a fucking Calvin Klein model. I promise there's better out there. You can find somebody who isn't gonna be this much of a fucking dog shit human being. Just a piece of shit. For real, for real. Praying my siblings never end up with people like this. I would go ballistic, bro. I'm convinced sometimes that men don't even like women. These types of guys just want to own them. Yeah. No, I agree with that, actually. They look at it as like a conquering thing. Like, not only how many women, quote unquote, can I conquer, but like, how can I conquer the women to the utmost level? Like, he wanted to conquer her in a way that's like controlling her. It's just disgusting. I've had a guy tell me my body was great, but my face not so much, and it still messes with my head to this day. Like, what the fuck? That's so crazy to me. This is probably self-explanatory, but in case anyone needs to be told this, like, y'all shouldn't put up with that shit. If your partner isn't like telling you you're the most beautiful woman in the world, like, fucking drop them, dude. That's crazy. Like, I'm talking to a pretty girl right now. I couldn't fathom saying something like that. I think everything about her is a 10, bro. And that's how it should be. Like, if you have somebody who's like evaluating every little aspect about you, you should fucking shoot them. If they're rating every part of your body on a 10-point scale, castrate immediately. Posted an r/true off my chest. You got me fired? Is this what you wanted? So I have a criminal record for something that is heavily stigmatized. I own up to it, and I've been doing better by focusing on my mental and physical health and connecting with people that are good influences. I even managed to get an amazing girlfriend. By the grace of God, I was able to get a good job in the field my degree is in with a good company where I had plenty of room to grow. I felt like I had been given an undeserved second chance and was trying to make the most of it and do some good. But you decided that you had to let everybody know and convince them I'm a problem to be dealt with, not a person trying to get by. First, you told my pastor, so they reached out to me to talk about it, which was weird, but whatever. Then the next day, I was let go from the job I rather liked because someone made an anonymous tip. Fuck all of you. I worked there for the better part of a year with no issues, was going to be given a promotion and raise earlier than normal because my performance was so good, and now I'm out of a job and back at square one. Is this what you wanted? Why? What fucking good did you do by all of this? Fuck you. Okay, but what did he do? Heavily stigmatized, so whatever it was definitely got you put on a list? Let me guess, his crime starts with R and ends with apist? I mean, yeah, guys, I'd have to know the exact crime to really, like, be more definite on how I feel about it, but based on the heavily stigmatized, it probably was not a good one. There are no comments on this. Don't get me wrong, like, I think there are some crimes that people can commit where they can come back from it and learn from their mistakes, but I don't think OP did a crime that is a learn from your mistakes crime. Me, personally. If he was, like, a drug dealer or something that, like, you know, maybe it was circumstance, then sure, but I just feel like with heavily stigmatized, I would bet more on that being a crime of no return than a crime that somebody should feel like they should deserve a second chance from. Yeah, CSA territory. That's what I was thinking. Ooh, if you won't even say it on Reddit, I don't trust you. That's actually such a good point, Roadkill. If it were not that bad of a crime, he would have said it. Good point. Yeah, he's not commenting because he knows no one's gonna be on his side if he said what it is. Agreed, Ray. I ruined my life by cheating on my wife. Posted in r/off my chest India. I'm writing this with nothing but shame since I'm anonymous here, so I'm just venting it out. My wife and I were together for 8 years, 3 years of dating and 5 years of marriage. We had a good relationship. Ever since our son was born, I thought we had everything we ever wanted. But life got in the way. My work got demanding. She was busy being a mother and getting back to her career, and I was busy with my job. Slowly, our time together shrank to just nights, but by that time, we were too exhausted and drained. She became completely absorbed in our child and work, and I started to feel left out. I should have understood, but instead I let resentment creep in. There was no physical and emotional intimacy between us. I mean, I know India has like traditional values, but like, why are you not helping with this kid, you know? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that probably had something to do with it. Then I met a colleague from my new project team. At first, it was just work. Then soon from professional talks, we started to talk about personal lives. She knew I was married, knew I had a child, as I used to mention things about them a lot before, but that didn't stop us. We gradually started spending more time together at the office, used to go into the same gym too. We started talking more, and that soon resulted in endless conversations. But I knew it, I was having a full-fledged affair. After some months, I started to feel guilty about what I was doing. I tried to end it, I broke up with her, but I couldn't resist myself and got back to her even though it made me feel awful. I went back. And like every cheater, I got caught this time. It was when I was using my wife's old laptop and forgot to log out of WhatsApp. One day she opened it by mistake to share something, and there were my messages to my girlfriend. Hotel bookings, plans, every disgusting detail. And if that wasn't enough, I had a habit of saving my passwords in a chat with myself. She got access to everything, my phone, my emails, etc. She didn't react to anything at first, but with the help of her best friend, who is a lawyer, she collected every bit of evidence while pretending she knew nothing. She watched me lie about my weekend plans, saw me cover my tracks, and let me dig my own grave. Damn, talk about girl bossing though. Yo, she played OP like a fiddle. I can't blame her. That's fucking funny. And then when she had enough, she called my parents and told them everything. I will never forget that day my father slapped me in front of everyone. That was when I realized I was doomed. I begged her for forgiveness, fell at her feet, cried for hours. She didn't flinch. The next day, she packed her bags, took our child, and left the home. My parents stopped talking to me. My father, in his rage, disowned me. From the past 3 years, they aren't talking to me properly, and finally, they disinherited me from the family inheritance and gave everything to my brother. Meanwhile, in court, my ex-wife ripped me off, her best friend fighting her case, and they made sure I had no way out. She filed multiple cases, and for 3 years, I'm just visiting courts and getting scolded by judges. I lost custody of my child. I am drained financially, emotionally, physically. They left nothing untouched. I ruined my life with my own hands, and I deserve every bit of it. I can't believe I destroyed my years of reputation and relationship for some months of pleasure. All right, well, at least he realizes he fucked up, but by God, did he fuck up. I just don't get it. Like, if you feel this way about somebody, why wouldn't you just either address it or end the marriage? I mean, that ended as poorly as it possibly could have. Can't say he didn't deserve it. He kind of needed that nuclear bomb to go off because he probably wasn't going to stop otherwise, so... God, that makes me so happy that the wife like came for his throat like that though. She not only came for his throat, but she fucking stepped on that shit and didn't let up. R/confession. My entire degree is an AI lie, and I'm one lab practical away from a total meltdown. I'm typing this at 3 a.m. because I can't sleep and I'm shitting myself, and I need to get this off my chest before I literally explode or something. After COVID, my university kept their foundation courses fully online, assignments, exams, labs, all virtual. I was burned out and I don't know. So I started using ChatGPT for everything. Calculus, AI solved it with workings and everything. Lab reports, AI wrote them. Essays, Grammarly, plus AI paraphrasing. I copy pasted answers into exams, changed a few words so it looked real. I didn't study, not once, and it worked. Turn it in never flagged me. Professors never noticed. I got a perfect 4.0 GPA, but now I'm in my first semester of a nutrition degree, and I'm screwed. Because here's the truth. I learned nothing. My knowledge of math, chemistry, bio wasn't even there in the first place. Why I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm acing my nutrition coursework, but it's all AI. Assignments, ChatGPT does them. Quizzes, I screenshot questions and send them to AI. Professors keep praising my insightful analysis, but every compliment feels like a knife twist. Guilt. Nutrition is about human health. How can I ethically do this? What if I mess up a future client's diet because I cheated on my entire degree? Talk about a degree you should not be ChatGPTing. Labs start next month. AI can't pipette liquids. I have to measure nutrition densities in person. What happens when I blank out and can't explain the Krebs cycle to my professor's face? I've tried to fix this, but I'm too far gone. Tried rewatching old lectures, but even the introductory videos made no sense. Downloaded Anki to memorize glycoses, ketosis, etc. Quit after 2 days. What's the point if I don't get the chemistry behind it? 3. Bought a chem textbook. It's just decor now. I panic opened it last week and cried because I couldn't understand page 1. Even tried learning while cheating, like asking ChatGPT to explain stuff as it writes my essays, but I'm just copying words I don't retain. It's a loop of shame and panic. The worst part, I can't ask for help. If I confess to anyone, I'm gone. My school's academic policy is zero tolerance, but if I don't fix this, I'll fail my food science lab in 6 weeks. AI can't sanitize lab gear or calculate macros on the spot. My mental health is gone. I disassociate during lectures. I have constant fear about being exposed mid-presentation. staring at a room full of people who hate me. You should not be doing this. Don't get me wrong. I think people are going to use ChatGPT no matter what. I got a fucking marketing degree. Like, I can't even imagine. A bunch of the shit I learned in my classes were just memorizing stupid vocabulary and shit like that. Like, it's honestly a good thing I did not have ChatGPT when I was a college student, because I'm not going to lie, I probably would have fucking used it. Here's what I will say. A marketing degree using ChatGPT, very different from a nutrition degree. That being said, there were certain classes, for legal reasons, this is a joke, just in case anyone tries to come at me for this, but ChatGPT wasn't the only way to cheat in college. I'll just say that. Chegg existed, Quizlet existed, like, there were certain ways that I got around stuff. That being said, in the classes that were actually important to me, and I can count them all on one hand, my social media marketing class, my first sales class, and my second sales class. I never cheated in those classes because those classes were actually important to what I wanted to do with my life, because I am passionate about marketing. I mean, Exhibit A, I'm making YouTube videos. It's literally all just marketing. Like, I'm obsessed with this shit. I love this shit. I want to learn this shit. Why the fuck is this person in this degree? That is my biggest question. Why are you going into nutrition science when you clearly do not care enough about it to actually learn the material? And I know they're asking for advice here, like I've never been in this situation or whatever. I think what you need to do is go fucking change your major. Why are you getting a degree with ChatGPT? Why are you doing all this? Clearly you do not care about nutrition enough to actually learn the shit. Get out. Honestly, go get a marketing degree. Like, I truly believe, guys, a marketing degree is so fucking stupid. That is one where you can ChatGPT it and go out into the world and be perfectly fine. As someone who got a marketing degree, granted, I took as much advantage of it as possible, and I learned shit outside of my classes because my classes weren't teaching me the marketing shit that I wanted to learn. You can ChatGPT that shit and be perfectly fine. Go and do your shit, bro. Like, I don't understand why you are in this position. I also, too, don't get me wrong, this person's fucking dumb for the position that they're in, but I do think we should also blame the fact that we're sending kids to college at 18. You are probably in this fucking pit because you went to college, you had to pick a major. For some reason, you picked nutrition, and you don't have the passion to actually learn about nutrition because you probably don't actually fucking care about it, and now you're just ChatGPTing it so that you can go out and party with your friends. That's probably what's happening. Don't get me wrong, OP's a fucking idiot, OP's a devil, but like, that's my recommendation. Go change your major, because clearly you don't fucking care. Please, if you've been here, how did you survive? How do I somehow relearn 2 years of STEM basics, math, chem, bio, while using AI to keep my nutrition grades up? Are there guilty cheat study hacks, like using AI to teach me while it does my work, or hiding gaps in group projects? Should I fake a mental breakdown to drop out, or keep cheating until I get caught? How do I stop feeling like a monster? I genuinely think the answer is change your degree. I actually kind of want to see what people are saying in this comment. Change your entire major because you had to change your heart and do something else. Girl, I'll just end up doing the same thing over again. All right, well then, nobody can help you. You're just a fucking dumb piece of shit human being. Jesus Christ, bro. That's so fucking brain dead. If you need to use ChatGPT to cheat through your shit with classes that you should actually fucking learn in, why are you there? Like, your life is gonna be miserable. You made your life miserable. That's so insane. Am I the a-hole for discouraging my wife from getting a sexy photo shoot? My 29 male, wife 29 female, follows a local photographer on Facebook. This photographer specializes in taking boudoir photos, tasteful pictures of women not wearing much, but some lingerie or a single article of clothing such as a t-shirt. My wife had previously mentioned that she might be interested in something like this. When I asked why, she said, "I thought you would like the pictures." Anyway, the photographer is doing a session of boudoir photos in a few months, and my wife excitedly asked me if I cared if she signed up. The fee is $250, which includes hair/makeup and printed photos along with the photo shoot. Now, this is where I'm gonna sound like a jerk. My wife has had major self-esteem issues/disordered eating habits stemming from her self-esteem issues. I'm afraid if she spends all this money to get pictures done, she's going to be really upset when they don't look like some of the other girls' photos this photographer has on her Facebook page. And it's going to bring up all these self-esteem issues again. My wife had her son a few years ago, so her stomach isn't as toned as it used to be. She's still hanging on to a bit of the extra weight from having our baby. I wouldn't call her fat or anything, but she's definitely going to be disappointed if she spends all this money on what she thinks is going to be amazing pictures. I told her that the pictures on the photographer's Facebook page were probably of women who hadn't had kids yet. She got upset and told me that was mean. I told her maybe if she considered toning up a bit, she would enjoy the photo shoot more, which would make her more happy with the end results. She's been distant since I said that. I'm not trying to be a dick, but we have a joint banking account. That money is my money too, And I don't want her to spend it on something she's not going to like. That could potentially cause her to spiral back into disordered eating. Am I the a-hole for discouraging my wife from paying for these? Okay, so let me read this first edit because I'm guessing this is important here. Edit, she's currently probably around 5'1", 107 pounds, so not overweight, but I think it would be worth it for her to start eating better and working out more before getting those pictures taken. 5'1", 107. Like, what? Dude, that's fucking tiny, bro. Here's the thing. If he were truly, like, looking out for her self-esteem, I could maybe, all the stars would have to line up, maybe somewhat be willing to hear out an explanation. But I don't think that's why he is discouraging her. You should not be discouraging her the way that you are discouraging her. Like, this is something that she is clearly excited about. In a lot of ways, it might empower her. It might be something that she feels like she needs to do to start feeling love for a body that she's clearly had issues feeling comfortable with, and you just made that fucking worse. Also, dude, you being like, oh, it's a joint bank account, it's my money too. $250 for some professional sexy photos that are probably gonna go to you. Stop fucking crying about it. Just evil. I want to keep reading these edits because I think they just probably add to how much of an asshole this guy is. Edit 2. Wow, okay, I didn't expect to get this much hate. First off, it's our money. I wouldn't spend $250 on something without consulting her, and if she had doubts, I'd listen to her. Second, I was never harsh or mean. We pride ourselves in having a very honest relationship. What I said was honest. She's got some extra meat on her from having a baby. I never said I thought she was unattractive because of it. I'd hate for her to be excited about these pictures only to hate them. I think what he means is I'd hate for her to be excited about these pictures only for me to hate them. And like, dude, even if she does have a little extra meat on her from having a baby, like, you're still hot. You're still sexy, bro. Like, this dude clearly has like the, I don't even know what the words are, but like brainwashed. You should only be taking model photos if you look like a Victoria's Secret model. And also, I just don't understand this extra meat thing at 5'1", 107. Like, do you want her to be skin and bones or something? That's actually fucking insane. Third, yes, I know her height and weight. I go to many of her appointments with her. The stats I gave were from her most recent checkup in August. Fourth, we've been together 10 years. Prior to getting pregnant, she was around 95 pounds and was healthy, not starving herself. This was her post-eating disorder weight, I believe. So I'm not being a bully by telling her maybe she wants to wait until she loses some of that weight because I know she can afford to lose some and still be healthy. I would not be telling her this if she was on the verge of being sickly underweight. I want her to get these photos eventually. Trust me, I do. I just want her to see how beautiful she is and not pick them apart like I know she's going to at her current weight. That's a whole separate problem. Y'all, is this a bad thing to say? But I think anything under 100 pounds doesn't sound healthy to me. I could be wrong about that, chat. In my experience, even at 5'1", that is an insane weight to be at. Yeah, 95 pounds is literally ED range. That's what I was thinking. Having a baby at 95 pounds? Like, aren't you supposed to gain like 40 pounds when you are pregnant? I think average recommended weight gain during pregnancy is like 25 pounds. Okay, so I overshot there maybe. I'm 4'11 and 118, by no means fat. Is he trying to kill her? That's like hospitalization weight. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think he is like reinforcing her ED. Like, I don't know, maybe it's like the opposite. She has a binge eating one, but like, I don't think it's that. Either way, if your wife has some sort of ED, like making a comment on her body to me just seems like the absolute worst thing that you can do, especially when she's excited about something that is typical. Like, girls get boudoir photo shoots to feel empowered in their bodies, to feel sexy. To me, he's shitting on her when he should be encouraging her to feel sexy about her body. And like, also like, hey bro, weight is gonna fluctuate when you're in a relationship with someone. Unless they've previously communicated, like, if I ever like let myself go, I want you to keep me accountable of it. Unless they've said something to you, I don't think you should ever say anything about that to your partner. I think by you commenting on her weight here, it's toxic as fuck and it's low-key. Like, I don't know if manipulative is the right way to put it, but it's like, it's very like, this is how I think that you should look. Edit 3. Okay, so I guess the majority wins and I'm the asshole. For the record, I never told her she had to lose weight. I told her the photos might look more what she wants them to if she does. Also, I used to be very muscular. 6-pack abs when we first started dating. I'm admittedly slightly softer now than I was back then. Still muscular and visible abs, just not as cut as I was in my early 20s. If someone took professional photos of me bearing it all, I would probably be unsatisfied with them and start being harder on myself. That's just the way I feel. I assume she would feel the same. I was just trying to save her from the embarrassment and self-consciousness after seeing the photos because she isn't a skinny-toned 21-year-old anymore. That's all. So a little bit of projection too. I don't know, dude. I also just think he's like really encouraging her to be unhealthy. If you're telling a 5'1", 107-pound person that they might have too much meat on their bones, you're actually fucked for that. So there is an update here. I thought about what you guys all said and I realized I needed to talk to my wife and explain myself. I sat her down and said she should get the pictures taken. She said, no, that's okay. You're right. It was a bad idea. I told her I think she's perfect and I just want her to see herself that way too, and was afraid she was going to be overcritical of herself when she saw the pictures. She agreed that she probably would be, and right now she's not as confident because, her words, not mine, she isn't as thin as she used to be. She said she wants to lose some weight before she gets the pictures taken, and said she will hold off scheduling them until she gets into a gym routine. I told her I will support her no matter what she decides to do, and yes, I told her I'm an asshole and I need to think before I speak. I'm hoping I didn't trigger her old bad eating habits, but I guess that's a post for a different sub. I feel icky, bro. I just feel like we still didn't get to the right answer. Like, the right answer here is, hey, you're beautiful no matter what weight you're at. You don't need to lose weight to feel good about your body. And this is coming from somebody as well, chat, who, like, I probably have a little bit of this too, where like I like to take photos of my shirt off when I'm a little bit lower of a weight. That being said, I don't put that pressure on me. It's not like I won't do it just because I have a little extra weight on it. I understand the concept of feeling good about yourself, but I think there is the concept of feeling good about yourself, but in a way that's unhealthy. And I feel like this is unhealthy on both sides for both of them. Like, I genuinely think, chat, that maybe he wasn't doing this out of malice, but he was doing this because he also has fucked up perspectives on weight for himself and his partner. Maybe he is cooking. Maybe he does love his wife and wants her to feel the best that she can, but he's reinforcing the bad mentality around weight that the wife has. r/ask men advice. Does anyone else feel insulted when a woman purposely plays hard to get? I'm not talking about the initial flirting process. I mean, when you are actually talking with and going on dates with a woman. If she is purposely prolonging any actual intimacy, expecting extra effort during and in between dates, and putting a stop to any makeouts or potential moments to give a false allure of not being easy. I don't know how other men work it out to themselves, but I personally feel insulted. Like, I'm sure she has had hookups or past relationships where she didn't play these games and didn't make the dude work half as hard to share herself with them. But because she actually likes me and not them, I have to work extra hard to get the same treatment. Is this just me that feels this way? I mean, it's just you who like feels it enough to fucking post it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Here's the thing, y'all. If you don't want to play games with somebody like that, then just don't fucking keep seeing them. But if that is something that you're actually thinking about when you're trying to pick a life partner, you need to fucking reevaluate your shit. Like, if you're just going for a hookup and they're playing hard to get, like, dude, just go find somebody else who will hook up with you on the first date. But if you're looking to like actually date someone, this shouldn't fucking matter. It should not matter if you guys have sex on the first date or if you guys have sex a month later. I just don't understand these guys who like literally are like, the only part of this relationship that is important is having sex. I'm so glad I wasn't raised with that fucking mentality, and I really hope if I have a fucking son that I can raise him to not be a little shit who only thinks with his dick, because that's all this dude is doing. That's so fucking crazy. Like, I don't know if you know this, man, but someone's entitled to give their consent to anyone whenever they feel like it's most comfortable. Honestly, too, I also think if she's playing hard to get and it's very easy for her to play hard to get with you, that probably means that you are way too aggressive about it. Okay, this might be a little toxic of me. I really am a believer of like, if you don't ask for it, it makes that person more interested in doing it with you. And this applies to more than just sex. Like, for example, y'all, I do not ask for girls' phone numbers if we are like texting on Instagram or something like that. Like, if I slide in someone's DMs on Instagram, I want her to feel comfortable enough on her own terms to give me something as important as a phone number, because it's also a little bit of a respect thing. Like, I know, you know, with phone numbers, we had that story where we figured out like, oh, you can like find people's addresses with this shit. So it's like, you don't want to make someone uncomfortable by asking for their phone number like way too soon, but also by just being like very nonchalant about it and just focusing on having a great conversation with them that makes them them want to give them your phone number. And I think that applies to like a lot of things in relationships. If you are trying that hard to have sex with someone, I actually think it makes it easier for someone to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're more like, oh, well, if this guy's being so like headstrong about this, like, it honestly, y'all, it's a little bit of a red flag. It's a little bit of a red flag to like have this mentality around sex where it's like, oh, we need to do it on my terms whenever I want, and to be like pushing for it. Dating app guys ask for it immediately and I don't respond once they ask that. I never ask for the phone number, y'all. If you're having a good conversation and making her feel comfortable enough, she will give you her phone number on her own terms. It's called treating them like the complex human being they are. Exactly. Crazy what happens when you don't think of women as objects for you to have sex with. Insane how that works. Another r/guy cry. I'm genuinely disgusted with how much misandry is tolerated. X, Reddit, Discord. Seriously, it's disgusting how okay it is to start bashing men for no reason other than existing, and why does so much of this bashing get supported by other guys? Do you think you are more sexually attractive, hearting and retweeting posts of communities alienating an entire half of the human race? We all admit misogyny is horrible, and I stood by tearing down that hate, but now that everyone's nose is turned up and people shrug and say it's okay when you have grown-ass adults harassing sometimes even minors just because of their gender. If you are a man and somebody is hating on you for being a man, it is probably because as a man, you are doing a stereotypical man thing and being a fucking asshole. I promise y'all, when people are misogynistic, it's because they really truly hate women and believe that they're lesser than men. When misandry happens, it's just people pointing out how shitty dudes are because dudes are shitty. So dumb, bro. Like, sure, there's probably outliers here and there, but I guarantee people are talking shit about men because there are things to talk shit about men. It sickens me. It makes me want to lose hope in the world. How is that the thing that makes you want to lose hope in the world? Like, oh, wee woo, some person said that all men are mean and evil. That makes me hate the world. Oh, but like dudes going around and R-wording women and taking away their rights and fucking treating them poorly, like, that doesn't make me lose hope in the world. No, bad experiences are not an excuse. If I have to suck up my relationship abuse to make others happy, what? If I have to suck up my relationship abuse to make others happy time and time again just to stop triggering someone else's fragile ego, the least you can do is check yourself before you shame another gender. What is this? I don't know. This sounded like very like personal. I don't really know what he was saying there at the end. Like, are you gonna at least like tell us what your relationship abuse was? Or is that like a tension thing? Like, do you want me to be in the comments like, oh bro, what happened? Like, he just was like, oh, I'm making a point about how much misandry there is, but now I'm just gonna drop that I was abused in my relationship, but also not share what that was. I'm just a firm believer. If you think men are oppressed and don't deserve the hate that they get, you're just wrong. You're wrong. We live in a man's world. It's never been easier to be a man. Don't be a little pussy. Oh, wee woo. Oh, my life is so hard. I'm a man. Like, bro, you have all the privilege in the world because you have a dick. Stop complaining about it. Don't be a little fucking bitch about it. That's so funny. Did someone ever act misandrous towards you? I'm trying to think. Like, I probably have had a girl who at some point was like, just dismissed me because I was a man. But I never look at it as if like, oh, whoa, I'm such a victim because somebody probably had a bad experience with a man and I reminded them of it and therefore they like took it out on me. That's very different than like how guys go around talking about how a woman's place is in the kitchen. They should just be pumping out babies and like they're only here to meet my sexual needs. Like, there's no oppressive rhetoric around men. Usually when girls are like, fuck dudes, it's because dudes be doing shitty stuff to women. Honestly, y'all, I don't even really think misandry is real. Just like I don't really believe reverse racism is a thing. You can't be racist to white people because they have historically never been oppressed. Like, this dude's probably complaining because some girl was like, ugh, like men are disgusting because here's a man posting on Reddit about how he loves to date women who are 18 years old because he likes that virgin pussy, and a bunch of other men agree with him, therefore men are gross. That is very, very, very different than some guy being like, oh, this girl said that she hates all men. It's so hard to be a man. Shut the fuck up. On some dumb men shit. r/guy cry. Wife is no longer in love with me, has asked for a separation and has mentally moved on, and has already started dating other people less than a month later. I thought I was going to be with her forever. I now realize that is impossible because I have at least a modicum of self-respect. I, 39 male, and my wife, 33 female, have been together for 10, married for 4 years. Around 2 years ago, she told me she was unhappy and that she felt burdened by the physical and mental load around the house. I listened, took accountability, and modified my behavior to be a better person for her. I do acknowledge early on in the relationship, the workload around the house was a bit unfair, and I did my best to rectify those issues. She always felt burdened by it, and I always made a conscientious effort to make her feel less burdened by it. She's a very naturally anxious, emotional person, and I am a very practical, less emotional individual. Around 2.5 years ago, she seemed to mentally check out. I asked her about it, and she said I wasn't doing enough around the house, and in addition to that, she felt emotionally unsafe. I asked her for specifics, and she mentioned things that seemed trivial to me at the time, but they were obviously important to her. I did my best to validate those feelings, even though I didn't feel like I was the manipulator. I'm a pretty easygoing person and want people to feel safe around me, both mentally and physically, so it's actually a huge priority of mine, and she knows that. So her saying that stung a bit. I'm not liking the first 2 paragraphs in terms of like, it's not like problem, solution, she still wasn't happy. It's like problem, I kind of asked about it, didn't really understand it, and oh, by the way, this hurt me. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting from him. Fast forward a few months ago, she asked for a separation, citing that she is no longer romantically in love with me. I asked her how she would like to move forward. Does she want to move towards working together or towards being apart? She said at that time she didn't know. She then asked me, what are the rules of the separation? I told her to do what she wants because she is going to do it anyway, and I'd rather you be truthful about it than try to lie to me. Less than a month later, she is going on dating apps and going out on dates with total strangers. To me, it's still stepping out on the marriage because I now know she doesn't respect it at all. I know at this point what to do and how to proceed, but I'm the type of person who took my vows very seriously and feel disappointed and disrespected. Marriage is full of high highs and low lows. She bailed on a low point, and I just can't see myself with someone that can do that. Worst of all, we still live in the same home, financially incapable of leaving at this point. I'm just sad that it has come to this, and I feel as though I was duped. I find myself wondering if this is the woman I married and I'm finding out who she really is. I'm just at a loss. Thanks for hearing me vent. I refuse to cry in front of her and try to remain neutral and as stoic as possible, but it's hard. Hey man, have you ever thought like maybe that is contributing to her feelings about you? Like, you don't have to be stoic and neutral. Communicate how this is making you feel. That's honestly probably what she wants, low-key, chat. This guy is just pissing me off because like in a lot of ways, chat, I really do think bro is sleeping in the bed that he made. Like, she asked you on this separation, what are those defining terms mean for you? You could have said, hey, I don't want you seeing other people. If we're separating, we're either trying to figure out if we're gonna keep doing this or not do this at all. And therefore, if there's a possibility that we're still gonna be married, let's not break the sanctity of marriage. But instead, he just kind of was like, fuck it, you're gonna lie to me and do whatever you want anyway. So just do whatever you want. Like, no shit, she doesn't want to be with you, bro. You sound like you want something, but won't communicate what you want. And then when your wife does the opposite, you only blame your wife and not yourself. That's what I'm gleaning from this chat. OP can't do anything wrong. It's always somebody else's fault why something happened. And like, listen, do I think that your wife should have gone only a month into separation and been on dating apps? Probably not. But if she is doing that, it's because you did not properly communicate to her that you didn't want her to be doing that. Like, once again, y'all, he could have just said, until we are fully divorced or until we are in the process of divorce, I really don't want you sleeping around with other people. Instead, he literally chose to just not take a stance on it and then complained about the stance that his wife took. I don't know. I kind of blame him. He sounds not capable of being in a healthy relationship where he can properly communicate what he wants and what he doesn't want. He doesn't know how to properly give emotional support to his partner without making it all about him. Like, bro is just the victim at all times in his head. I really don't think he like knows how to take a step back and be like, I'm not the victim here. You guys are pointing out that like he also left out a lot of details that could make him look worse. Guys, I really think he just really wants to like be like, I am the victim and there's no other way. Edit, lots of responses, some good, some bad, some harsh, some polite. I will go over some of the big ones in therapy and report back in a week or so. So thanks for your contributions, even if the words weren't framed in a kind way. I don't even think he got back to us. Yeah, this is from a month ago. Didn't follow through on his word. I wonder if that's why his wife left him. That was so mean, but like, honestly, maybe, probably. R/off my chest. I am a registered sex offender. When I was 29, 1999, I unlocked my stepdaughter's door, went in and touched her best friend's 14 breasts when she was sleeping. What an insane thing to come on the internet and just announce. Okay, obviously this is a burner account. I hope this man was castrated, because what the fuck? Because of that action, 1, I will be a registered sex offender for life, as you should be. 2, I must go to the police station every year on my birthday to let them know where I live. Hey man, you could just not touch 14-year-olds. 3, if I go to college, I must let the college campus police know that I'm going to their college. Also, the campus police will come to all my classes and announce that I am a registered sex offender. That's wild, but like, hell yeah. Yo, this is the public humiliation that we need for shitty people. 4, my picture will always be on the Megan's Law website. 5, I must give a one-time DNA test to the police department. Yes, I like that. 6, I will never be able to travel to Mexico or Canada. There are some countries that will allow me to visit. 7, if I leave the USA for any reason, I must tell the government where I'm leaving and give them my travel plans 21 days in advance. Possible lawsuit in the next few months. Like, he's gonna have a lawsuit against the government because the government's like, hey, we want to know where you are because you'll probably do something shitty. 8, I must tell the police what kind of car I drive and the car license number. 9, when I move, I must let the police know within 5 days. 10, I can... Wait, what? So for 10, they typed, I can live near school and park because I am not on probation or probation. I really hope this was a typo and they said can't, because I would not in any way, shape, or form want this person living near a school or park. 11, I can have my children live with me. I pray to God no one's stupid enough to have kids with you. 12, if I work around children, I must tell my boss that I'm a registered sex offender. Any good boss will not let that happen. 13, if the job does not require me to work around children, I don't have to tell anyone. I mean, hopefully he's working at places that do good background checks, because holy shit. 14, I am not allowed to change my legal name. 15, my family knows I'm a registered sex offender. They visit me from time to time. I'm guessing he went to jail, right? I hope he went to jail. That'd be crazy if you could hide the fact that you went to jail to your family. 16, most but not all of my friends know I am a registered sex offender. That's really fucked up. Like, imagine making friends with somebody and then later on you figured out that they're a registered sex offender. Like, that's honestly a huge fucking dickhead move. 17, a couple years ago, I was not allowed to live anywhere in Carson, California, so my lawyer sued them and I got some money out of it. Imagine suing because a place doesn't want you to live there because you touched a 14-year-old while they were sleeping, and then some asshole lawyer with literally zero morals is like, oh yeah, I'll sue the city for you. Ew. 18, I was supposed to provide the police all my email addresses, but the lawyers sued California and I don't have to provide my email address. That is a huge red flag. For him to want to hide his email addresses that can be associated with like online chat rooms where he can try to talk to minors, or like, you know what I'm saying, you guys? Like, that is such an insane thing to get a lawyer to sue about, because that probably means that they're doing some sketchy shit with those email addresses. 19, at one time I couldn't even go fishing in the ocean, so again, another lawsuit was filed. Now I can go fishing. 20, if I get a passport, I will get a passport stating that I'm a registered sex offender. Possible lawsuit on this. I'll fucking say it. If you are a registered sex offender, you should lose all ability to file any lawsuits, because that's so fucking crazy. What the fuck? Hold on. I want to see this guy's comments. What the fuck is he saying in these comments? At that time, I wanted to have sex with a younger virgin girl, just like every immature pervert guy. This was 20 years ago. I think Megan's Law should be limited to 10 years, not more. The fuck? I do protect myself by not being around children alone, and I will never date people who have children or grandchildren. Castration immediately, bro. Like, you're telling me you literally can't be around children without sexualizing them? Balls off immediately. It's the lawsuits for me, chat. What the fuck do you mean you think you have rights after touching a child? Yep, definitely the devil. 100% the devil. Holy fuck. I'm just trying to understand, like, the point of this. I don't know. Was he looking for sympathy? Was he just trying to, like, share his experience? Ugh, it's just disgusting. People like this need to be studied. Like, these are the people that we should be able to, like, put through electric shock therapy and shit for experimentation, because like nobody who is attracted to kids should ever get the same amount of rights as people who are not attracted to kids. That's so fucking batshit. Like, I still just can't get over him being like, oh yeah, I'm doing lawsuits because my rights as a registered sex offender are being taken away from me. Yeah, dude, of course they are. The way he said all men want a minor. Yeah, bro. I don't know what world you live in to think that, but like, I can tell you right now, not all men want a minor. That's fucking crazy. I just don't understand how people are attracted to immaturity. Like, how are you attracted to someone who's like literally not a mature adult human being? It's so easy to not be attracted to immaturity. And I just feel like as like a literal fucking child, you are gonna be immature. I don't understand it. It's like disgusting. I'm guessing it's a power dynamic thing. You're probably right, Sue. Immaturity is attracted to them because it comes with naivete. I mean, that's just disgusting in general. Am I the a-hole for walking out of the hospital after hearing my wife's diagnosis? I, 33, got a call from the ER on Friday saying that my wife, 32, drove herself herself there because of searing pelvic pain. I'm on a business trip until Saturday, but I drove back in time to be there Saturday morning before she woke up. A while after she wakes up, the doctor comes in. My wife says to stay with her, so I say okay. He takes a deep breath and said that from the transvaginal ultrasound and CT scan results, she has ovarian cancer. My wife starts sobbing, but at first I stay still because I don't even know what to make of it. My wife asks what that means for her, and he says that she'll likely at least need a full hysterectomy, and they'd have to remove the fallopian tubes as well as the ovaries. That news jolted me from my chair because the doctor was effectively telling me that she wouldn't be able to have kids after this, and after years of work, I thought we'd finally have a family. I'm overwhelmed with emotions of anger. Not just anger at the disease, but pent-up anger from the fact that I had begged her for kids since we were 26, but she refused for her career. And now instead of becoming a real family, I didn't even know she would remain the woman I married, whether the last picture of us together would be last time I'd remember. Hold on, what? And now instead of becoming a real family, I didn't even know if she would remain the woman I married. Whether the last picture of us together would be the last time I'd remember her looking beautiful, young, and carefree, because the wife that was in front of me was already a different person. What a fucking little bitch. Your wife, the woman you're supposed to love more than anything and anyone on this earth, just got diagnosed with cancer and all you can think about is yourself? That is ridiculous. Also, if you're 33 and you've been begging your wife for kids, but she doesn't want to have kids, like, why are you guys together? That's insane. It just is incredible that somebody can hear that their partner has cancer and then make it all about themselves. My wife started to grab my hand and say, "We'll fight this and we'll adopt." But I shook my head and turned to walk out the door. I still had my suitcase in the car, so I drove to a hotel because I didn't know if my wife was going to end up being discharged or what. At the hotel, I was at least able to get out of reactive mode, but I was still so disappointed that our dream of a family was over. I genuinely think it's just your dream. It's not our. Your wife was clearly okay with adopting, but you are in Genghis Khan mode where you need to fucking spew your seed all over this earth. I finally was able to get a grasp on all my emotions and feel more like my normal self in that I knew exactly what I felt about every aspect and how I would react to it from here on out. I get a call from my mother-in-law saying that if I was at a hotel or wherever else, I should just stay there. Am I the a-hole for walking out? I admit it was done on impulse, but this diagnosis just sliced my life and my wife's life wide open. I wasn't going to expel the cancer if I stayed that night, but I did at least make myself aware of my situation, and I feel I have a right to be angry that my hope of biological kids, the only kind I ever wanted, is rapidly fading away. Okay, so here's the thing, fucking moron, is like, if his one dream in life is to have his own biological kids, sure, you can be a little upset about it. Angry and blaming your wife for just wanting to have a career is fucking ridiculous. And the fact that you couldn't just be like, hey, this is upsetting me, but my wife just got diagnosed with something that might kill her, and she has to have a crazy surgery to even have a chance of beating this, and not prioritizing she needs my support right now, is fucking ridiculous. What kind of dog shit partner, bro? This is just absolutely insanely narcissistic behavior. To be like, oh, well, wee woo, I was a little bit upset that I won't get biological kids now. Grow the fuck up. Honestly, like, I hate this phrase, but like, genuinely, be a man. Dude is being the whiniest motherfucker ever. Oh, wee woo, bro, your wife might die. I think how she's feeling and what she needs for support right now is important. Listen, if at the end of the day, the pinnacle of your life is that you need to spew your seed and have your own biological children, fine. Support your wife now, get her through this, and then just say, hey, babe, I really want biological kids. Now that you've beaten the cancer, I'm gonna go find somebody who I can have my own kids with. You know what? If you really want kids that bad, that marriage shouldn't have worked. Honestly, that marriage shouldn't have even happened. But like, bro, you have committed to this woman. She is your wife. You, in theory, love her. I don't fucking know from reading this post. You are not the priority. That is fucking insane. If you're sitting there and you're like, I need to have kids, I want someone who's gonna prioritize kids over their career, don't fucking marry this person. Like, that is something you genuinely need to have a conversation about. And honestly, if you still went through and got married, that's on you, bro. That is 110% on you. This man doesn't deserve kids. Low key, Sync, I really hope he's sterile. That would just be the icing on the cake, bro. If bro was sterile and couldn't have his own kids anyways, yeah, fuck him. Posted an r/guy cry. Am I overreacting? Therapist pointed out male intimate partners are statistically a woman's most dangerous relationship. At first, I was a little taken aback as I have never been physically violent or anything to my partner. But upon further thought, I think I'm a little pissed. I've been in a pretty dark spot. Wife and I are going through it right now, and it may end in divorce. I've been distraught, trying everything to overcome and endure and just keep soldiering on. And in therapy, again, this is said to me. In therapy moment, I understand what she was saying, but later I have become a bit more incensed because she knows I'm in a dark spot, and without need, she brings that little factoid up like it's something I could be thinking about. You know what she didn't bring up? The #1 most often cited cause for suicide in men ages 25 to 44 is relationship problems, per the CDC. But sure, lay it on me. A guy willing in therapy that hasn't been physically abusive and has done nothing to point towards violence. That factoid. That makes me the unsafe one in the relationship. She's supposed to be a professional, for God's sake. Would that have pissed you off, or am I overreacting? Okay, but she must have brought it up for a good reason, right? Like, that's where my head is going. Like, even if you haven't done anything physically violent before, doesn't mean that you can't show tendencies that could be perceived that you would do something physically violent to her. Like, you could have been saying that you've been having thoughts about things and she was like, hey, I should point this out. Like, hey, maybe she doesn't feel comfortable around you anymore because this is a statistically relevant fact to the conversation we're having. Like, I refuse to believe that a therapist would just, hey, I know this isn't on the topic of the conversation that we're having, but by the way, statistically, blah, 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 blah. Like, I just firmly don't believe that. I also think he really is comparing apples to oranges with the whole often cited cause for suicide in men is relationship problems. Like, I don't know, maybe this is bad of me to say, but like, I get that that's tough. Not the same as women feeling in danger by people that they're intimate with. One is a danger to yourself, in my opinion. Like, suicide is a danger to the self, and the other is an external person being violent towards someone because of the intimacy that you guys had. Don't get me wrong, male suicide prevention, very important topic. I would bet money on the fact that that statistic was probably not relevant for what you guys were talking about. And also, I think just as a general empathetic human being, you should already know that and like take it pretty seriously, not get mad about it when someone points it out to you. Once again, male suicide rates only being brought up as a rebuttal to a statistic about women. Like I said, guys, it's apples and oranges here. Like, don't get me wrong, like male suicide prevention, very important. I don't want to diminish that. That being said, we're talking about something completely different. Like, men very rarely, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but probably a lot less than women do, men very rarely have to feel unsafe because of their partner. Not saying it doesn't happen, but I would venture to guess that it happens more with women than with men. I would honestly put money on that because guys are fucking crazy. I want to see what people were saying in the comments, low key. Are people fucking validating this? This person is just saying to talk to the therapist about it, which I don't necessarily disagree with. This person just said some amount of context would be very helpful, like any context whatsoever. I think a lot of the comments just want context. But like, guys, we could probably put it together. I think I'm one of the most like non-angry men out there, especially towards the way that I act around women, just because I have like 3 sisters. Like, I wouldn't want any guy acting in a way that would make my sisters feel like they're in danger, and I try to emulate that to my best ability, and I think every guy should. That being said, I think it's really important to keep in mind when it comes to like relationships, men are more threats than women. So like, even if you're doing something that you don't perceive as a threat, it still can be, and you just have to be aware of that, even if you accidentally did it, being like, oh shit, I didn't realize that, that's my bad. R/legal advice. My son is refusing access to my grandchild, Delaware in parentheses. My son and I have always had a poor relationship. He moved out at 20 eons ago and has since graduated, found a job, and gotten married. I was shocked to find out that me and my new wife were not only not allowed to attend his college graduation, his wedding and son's birth were entirely unknown to me. I had to find out this information up to and including the gender of my grandson by interrogating my other son. I've been informed via text by him as well that I will not be allowed to attend the birth, visit the child, or partake in its life. My questions are, 1, it's my grandchild, and I know there's something called grandparents' rights. How can I gain access to my grandchild? Please tell me that's not a thing. If that exists, I hate it. Grandparents' rights in Delaware? In Delaware, grandparents can seek visitation rights, but only if the child's parents object to visitation, and the grandparent can prove by clear and convincing evidence that the parent's objection is unreasonable and that the visitation won't substantially interfere with the parent-child relationship, or if the child is in a situation of neglect or abuse. Why do grandparents have the rights to grandkids? That has got to be the most dog shit law I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, okay, sure, I think it would be helpful in a situation where like there's abuse or something like that, but this shouldn't be or. This should just be like the only way that grandparents can seek visitation rights or custody should be if there is proof of neglect or abuse. That's the only reason in my head that this should even exist. 2, how can I file for visitation rights to see my grandchild? I understand that without any abuse, I cannot have custody, but I would like weekend visitations, Friday at 6 p.m. to Sunday at 6 p.m. What type of lawyer would I need? Do grandparents' rights work the same as child custody in a divorce? I don't know if this is a guy or a girl, but this person wants way too much custody of this kid. We don't have all the information here, but this whole post is a gigantic red flag. Like the fact that this son went no contact as hard as he did with OP. Not only the fact that OP wasn't invited to his son's birth, but also college graduation and his son's wedding. Big red flag. And this is giving control freak. This is giving I demand my grandchild time because that's my grandchild and I should have a say in my grandchild's life more than a grandparent should have. 3, what do I have to do to supersede my son's right as a parent? I just want to get to know my grandchild and he won't let me. That's fucking crazy. Please tell me people in the fucking comments are like, you're actually fucking crazy. Go get help. Okay, this person said at least that you cannot supersede the son's right as a parent. Grandparents' rights are for limited situations. Like if you had a relationship with your grandchild, your son passed, and the child's mother suddenly refused contact. They are not designed to overrule a parenting decision. If you want to see your grandchild, you will have to get along with your son. Thank God, bro. I mean, this person seems so fucking dumb. This commenter said grandparents' rights generally come into play when a grandparent has established a relationship with the child already, or when the parent is not capable of properly raising their child. In this case, the parent just doesn't want you involved to begin with. You can't force them. And then OP responded, right. So how do I fix that? Fucking stop being a dog shit parent and probably grandparent. Like, that's how you fix that. There are so many dumb fucking idiots on the internet. This scares me. Jesus, I'm gonna call Kathy after this and thank her for not being a fucking psycho. I apologize if any of you guys relate to this post in the slightest. This is just not the way grandparents should be at all, or parents in general. God, that is terrifying. Like, I almost want OP's son to get a restraining order against this person. They do not sound like they know how to maintain healthy boundaries with people in their lives. Like, I'm actually a little scared for the son. I feel unsafe just listening to OP. Me too, CK. r/The Last of Us 2, titled, I don't need Ellie to be hot. Stop with that argument. Just don't cast someone who's distractingly ugly and normal looking for the main character. Other subs always use this argument of we need Ellie to be hot/fuckable, which isn't true at all. Hold the fuck on. You're telling me there are people out there who are talking about a person who plays a 13-year-old needs to be hot. I mean, even if she was of age, it would be fucking so disgusting to be like, oh, only hot people can act in movies and we demand it. But for somebody who's playing a 13-year-old, you're saying that in every movie that includes children, you want them played by hot actors so that it's more enjoyable for you to watch people portray children in movies and shows. Oh my God. Just cast someone who's decent and not distractingly ugly and we will not complain. Also, her acting. She can't even show emotion well in the scenes for many things. Ellie on season 2 is also grown up. She didn't look grown up at all. In season 2, is she older? I have not been following. It's still not okay even if she is supposed to be past the age of 18, but holy fuck. First off, let's be honest, this is most definitely a man. I guarantee this dude is like a solid 2.5 on an 100-point scale. It's always the dudes that look like absolute fucking rats that are online typing this shit and posting it. If this dude had a sliver of self-respect and was actually a decent looking human being, he would never type this. And this is probably too somebody who complains about like, oh, wee woo beauty standards. Pretty girls always don't want to talk to me. Dude, what a bunch of fucking losers. Also, just as a side note, and I think this goes along for any show, movie, if you give this much of a fuck about any TV show, movie, you need a fucking life. Like, I'll say it, bro. Anybody who gets insanely upset over like a problem with a Star Wars movie or like a Marvel movie movie and it like ruins their day, their week, like, I'm sorry, get a life. Like, you're telling me that you were so pissed off about an actor not being up to your beauty standards that it ruined your day so much that you posted on an online forum about it and are probably arguing with people online about it. Like, are there not better things to do in this world? How is that the priority in your life? That's insane.